Hello. I'm trying a new angle, see how things look. Um, However, today we're going to be talking about dealing with rude people. And that's a great topic, I think, because we encounter rude people randomly and spontaneously all the time. And, we could be in the store, the cashier maybe, is just being rude, being a mean person, and not taking not valuing us in the moment. Or maybe even someone's yelling and cursing at us somewhere. So we encounter them all the time, in public, in our family, anywhere. So what I would like us to look at is how we can make this rude individual into a practice of building compassion, which itself, if we are being compassionate, we're no longer suffering from their rudeness. Isn't it so? To start, there are two main kinds of rudeness and rude people. The first one is when they know they are being rude. So, for instance, like the cashier who's just being dismissive and this kind of thing, or someone who's cursing at you or calling you ugly or something like that. That would be where they know they're being mean and they know they're not being considerate uh, of who you are. The other one is when they don't know they're being rude. So, like someone enters into a room and they don't understand the social context of what might be appropriate to wear, or um, someone has certain opinions that they feel are true, but comes across as very offensive to someone else and could be very rude. So, those are two kinds. I'll start with the first kind, which is the one that's much more obvious to us, generally speaking, where someone is being rude. So first, we want to look at why they are being rude. And in order to do this, we look at how, what circumstances arise within us that causes us to be mean and inconsiderate to someone else. Generally speaking, it's because we are irritated about something else. It has nothing to do with the person, right? Or we are suffering from some terrible incident that happened and we just don't have the energy to pay attention to whoever else is around us. So now that we can kind of put that into perspective, we can know that when someone is being rude to us and someone's being mean, even if they are bullying us, there is something within them that they are suffering. Whether they feel weak, they feel small, they want to feel bigger, they feel overwhelmed by some internal suffering that they can't be considered to others and they can't pay attention to, body language cues and other things like that. So then they don't have the ability to acknowledge them and be compassionate. And so they come off as rude. So what we can do as the recipient of their rudeness is understand that they are not being rude to us. They are being rude in response to their suffering. So instantly, oh, you're just suffering. You don't see a rude person anymore. You see someone who's suffering. And so then you feel compassion towards them, don't you? Because you feel compassion for yourself when you are rude to other people, that you are suffering. So you are taking care of your suffering in that moment. Now, so instantly we do have compassion for them. because we know they are suffering. And if we are rude to someone else, then maybe we feel shame that we couldn't see past our suffering in that moment and show compassion to someone. But ultimately, the root cause of the rudeness was your suffering. So essentially, what we are doing as someone who may encounter someone who is being rude and inconsiderate is just to have compassion for them. We're not trying to push them. We're not trying to add fuel to their fire because they're already suffering enough. They don't need it. So essentially, what I do if someone is being rude, I have compassion for them that they are suffering. And I just kind of let them do their thing. And it's not about me. It's not about being correct. It's not about proving them wrong or telling them how rude they were. But it's just about allowing them the space to express their suffering without making it worse. And it, at the same time, allows me to not suffer from their rudeness because I'm being compassionate and loving. How can I suffer if I'm being compassionate and loving? So that is probably a very fundamental practice we can use to build compassion and also make these social interactions, which have a lot of friction, to have less friction. That they just blow over and we go about our day. We don't think about it. Because all we are is compassionate for someone who's suffering. That we see them, that they are suffering, and, we don't want to make it worse. So we just, go about our day and don't think about it. Because, there's nothing really to think about. There's nothing in me that was attacked, you see. They were attacking their own pain and suffering. So then I'm not even offended, attacked, harmed, or anything. I'm completely separated from their rudeness and their whatever they got going on. And that's for people who know they're being rude. For people who don't know they're being rude, this is when we also take compassion on them. A couple of examples, for instance. Someone believes there are only two genders, only two sexes, that's it. And in so doing, maybe they call me a man, they call me some vile stuff. In their minds, they are doing a good thing because I'm wrong to them. In my mind, I see that they are, generally speaking, lacking awareness of the situation. They don't fully understand us. They don't fully understand me. They don't fully understand what they're saying. They don't fully understand that it's not going to help me. They don't fully understand that it's not going to benefit me. They don't fully understand that it's not going to change me and it's not going to make their worldview any more manifest in front of them. And often these kinds of people who don't know they're being rude, but inevitably end up causing pain to so many people, they are suffering inside too. Now that suffering may be disconnected from what they're doing, but if someone is attacking other people, even if they think they're doing the right thing, then to feel the impulse and the need to attack and correct and fix someone, that in itself is painful. That they feel the world is so full of this disease and they're suffering from that. And they feel upset that people don't understand what they're trying to say. That too. But also, I feel bad for them because they can't see the beauty of who I am, because they have a mental screen of their opinion, which is filtering their perception of me. And also, they can't understand the harm they are causing to others. So I have pity on them, that they can't understand that. And because they, essentially, the root of all attacking someone is a lack of compassion and understanding. So I pity that they do not have the understanding, the peace, and the contentment to feel compassion for another person that they don't even understand. And they don't have the ability, the contentment and okayness with their own self to have compassion for another person and to try and understand them. So they don't have these things. So I feel really bad for them. And so instantly, that can also become a metta practice, a practice which builds compassion and love for people. That we don't have to be so hateful. Now, final part to this with people who don't know they're being rude to you is to understand that their hatred or their opinion or their actions have nothing to do with you, but have everything to do with their own framework of mind. They are not responding to you fully. They are responding to their mind. And so, in the same way, we can separate ourselves from their attacks and their harsh words, and to finalize that, in so doing, we are having compassion for ourselves. That we are acknowledging that they do not understand me, and so their opinions cannot fully dictate how I view myself. And separating myself from that rudeness is compassionate, because then I suffer less. I'm not at the behest of their rudeness. However, this doesn't eliminate the fact that we can still feel pain. And so if we do feel pain, have compassion for yourself. In the same way you have compassion for everyone else who is suffering. That you see someone is rude. You know they are only suffering, that's why they're being rude. So you have compassion. In the same way, your own pain, have compassion and separate yourself from them in the way I described, so that you can process your pain without adding fuel to that fire. In the same way I've discussed everything here. Then when we do that with ourselves and we take care of our pain, it tells our subconscious that we are moving in a good direction, that we are becoming safer. There's a safer world that I'm now living in because I've taken compassion for myself and acknowledged my pain and processed it. And having compassion for everyone else also helps the subconscious understand. I'm now living in a more compassionate world because I am compassionate. And that the world is no longer filled with rude, mean, hateful people. It's filled with people who are suffering and need help. So anyway, I hope that was good. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the new setup and my Murthy's, and Oh, that was not right. My hand is too high. There we go. Maybe I'll keep this. Maybe I'll change it. I don't know. I don't know how to do anything on YouTube, so I'm figuring it out. But thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Please leave some comments if you liked it. Like the video if you liked it. And subscribe too if you like it. Because I'm going to make more videos and everything. I think you'll like it. If you like this. Bye.